Per usual, but we have a lot going on. So make sure you keep your TV, your phone, your tablet on the WCNC Charlotte app, because whenever news breaks, whenever we get an update on developing stories, you can count on us. We'll bring it to you here. All right, so let's start with this story. It's a very important story. So summer is here, summer break is here, and as that kicks off, CMPD putting parents on notice. CMPD says teen crime is on the rise, and this year officers plan to hold more than just kids accountable. With that being said, also here in studio, Myles Harris. You got a chance to speak with CMPD. So yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a conversation the community's been happening for a while now, and there have been people saying we need to do more. Something needs to be done. What is CMPD doing?
Yeah, so we met with CMPD earlier this morning to kind of talk about it. It's an unfortunate cycle that we see, around this time, around May and June, when school is getting ready to let out, temperatures start to warm up, kids aren't in school, so they're outside. And so the biggest problem that CMPD is running into is that these kids are not really abiding by these curfew rules. And so they're out late, and they're in areas that they're not supposed to be in, and they're doing what we've seen, whether it's in Camp North End, whether it's at Burkdale Village, whether we've seen it at Bromere Bearden this past weekend, these little teen takeovers.
In the heart of Uptown.
Yeah, literally in these hot spots. And it's leading to one thing to another, where violence ends up ensuing. And like the one that we heard and talked about last weekend with Bromere Bearden, where 2 teens were shot, 2 juveniles were shot. And after talking with CMPD, they arrested 16 kids, with 14 of them having those curfew citations, violations, issues.
And this is like late at night too. Yeah. Wow.
So again, that's the problem. Again, these curfews, and so their message is, as we sat down and we're talking, is like we got to kind of re-emphasize this message to parents and like know where your kids are, making sure that you guys are abiding by these curfew rules, and that this issue doesn't become a thing that we have unfortunately seen, whether it's here, whether it's anywhere, with these kids, and just whether it's guns, just being out in areas they're not supposed to be in certain hours that they're not supposed to be in as well.
So this is starting like right now. It's underway right now.
And when we just talked about it before we even hopped on air, I mean, like we're already almost towards the tail end of June into July. So 4th of July, we already know the festivities are going around that time. I mean, that's just also another signal that, hey, like it's summer, we're outside, there's a lot of things going on, but there's also still guidelines, especially for the youth in our community, to really fall in line with. And so, again, the biggest troubling thing though is that like the amount of kids that are out in these areas, parents not really having the answers of knowing where their kids are, and then obviously leading to guns ending up in kids' hands, violence ending up in these areas. And so it's a big concern. And the other thing that I had also kind of got reminded on with this whole thing though too is that, not just teens are responsible. Let's say that there's an issue, whether it's curfew, whether it's a gun situation or whatever, parents could also be responsible. And not just parents as well, but also businesses. So not calling out a business in particular, but let's say the Bromere Bearden thing last weekend happens, and these kids are congregating in a certain area, whether it's a gas station or a restaurant or whatever, they could be held liable for that as well, which is not something that I was aware of like that until I talked to CMPD, but they're trying to do what they can to really curb these issues, Nick. Yeah,
a very important issue. Again, a big conversation that's been happening for a while now. So, Myles, when can folks catch your story?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. All right, Myles, as always, thank you for stopping by here in studio.